The lights dimmed at the American Airlines Center. A hush fell over the crowd. On the Jumbotron, a familiar figure appeared. Luka Dončić. Cheers erupted, mixed with a smattering of boos. This was a night of conflicting emotions in Dallas. Their prodigal son had returned, but in the colors of the enemy. Dončić, traded to the Los Angeles Lakers just 2 months prior, stood on the visitors' sideline. He wiped away a tear as the video tribute played. Images of his dazzling dunks, his no-look passes, his boyish grin filled the screen. This was where he'd blossomed into a superstar. This was where he'd captured the hearts of a city. The cheers grew louder, the boos faded away. For a few fleeting moments, the heartache of his departure was forgotten. Only the memories of his brilliance remained. He'd given them 4 magical seasons, leading them to the playoffs each year. He was their adopted son, and they'd loved him unconditionally. As the video ended, Dončić raised his hand in acknowledgement. A wave of emotion washed over his face. Gratitude, sadness, perhaps even regret. He'd asked for the trade, yearning to compete for a championship. But a part of him, it seemed, would always belong to Dallas. The trade, when it happened, had sent shockwaves through the NBA. Dončić for Anthony Davis, 2 generational talents swapping jerseys. For the Lakers, it was a chance to pair Dončić with LeBron James in the twilight of his career. For the Mavericks, it was a gamble, a leap of faith. Anthony Davis was a proven champion, a defensive force, but he was also injury-prone, a constant question mark. The Mavericks were betting on his health, betting that he could fill the void left by Dončić. It was a risky proposition, one that divided the fan base. Some understood the logic. Dončić had wanted out. Better to get something in return than lose him for nothing in free agency. Others were furious. Dončić was their franchise cornerstone, the face of their future. How could they trade him away, especially to a rival like the Lakers? The man at the center of the storm was Mavericks general manager Nico Harrison. He'd pulled the trigger on the deal, convinced it was the right move for the franchise's long-term health. But the fans weren't ready to forgive him. Not yet. Not while the wound was still fresh. The game itself lived up to the hype. Dončić, as if fueled by the emotion of the occasion, came out firing on all cylinders. He drained threes, he sliced through the lane, he orchestrated the Lakers' offense with his trademark flair. Davis, too, was impressive in his return. He moved well, showing no ill effects from the adductor injury that had sidelined him for 6 weeks. He battled for rebounds, swatted away shots, and provided the inside presence the Mavericks had been lacking. The first half was a shootout, a display of offensive firepower. Dončić led all scorers with 31 points, but the Lakers clung to a slender lead. The Mavericks, fueled by the energy of the crowd, refused to let the game get away from them. As the third quarter progressed, the tension in the arena was palpable. Every possession felt like a tug of war. The crowd, sensing the magnitude of the moment, roared their approval with every Mavericks basket. In the stands, a familiar figure watched intently. Dirk Nowitzki, the Mavericks legend, the man whose shadow Dončić had stepped out of. Nowitzki had been through it all in Dallas. The heartbreak, the triumph, the unwavering loyalty of the fans. He knew better than anyone what Dončić meant to this city. He'd seen the way he'd embraced the Mavericks, the city, the community. He'd seen the joy he'd brought to so many people. Nowitzki, too, felt the weight of this moment. The final buzzer sounded. The Lakers had held on for the win, but the score felt almost irrelevant. This night was about more than just basketball. It was about memories, about what Dončić had meant to Dallas and what he might still achieve in his career. As Dončić walked off the court, he shared a warm embrace with Nowitzki, a passing of the torch perhaps, or maybe just a reminder that some bonds like those forged in the crucible of sport transcend rivalries and trades. The future was unwritten for both Dončić and the Mavericks. But on this night, the past was celebrated, the present was embraced, and the love for a prodigal son remained.